Hey guys, Alex here. In this video, I'm gonna lay out the blueprint so that you guys can start making money today and generating more leads today. First of all, welcome to the program. And if you're here, you have a problem. The problem is not enough people know about your services, and I'm here to help. The strategy is very simple, okay? These are the four things we're gonna do. First, we're gonna get you more leads. Second, we're gonna make them better leads. Third, we're gonna get them cheaper. And then fourth, we're gonna get them consistently in your sleep over and over again. All right, so first things first, let's talk about leads. Not all leads are going to be the same. You have to do what's called measuring the lead temperature or gauging the temperature of traffic. You have to respond to them accordingly. What I mean by that is a cold lead from your best selling customer sending you their best friend as a referral is going to be different than a person who just found out you exist. You have to understand that because today we're going to be reaching out to strangers. Now, you're probably wondering, why do I have to reach out to strangers? Why can't you just rely on word of mouth to grow your business? Now, if you can't buy a customer, you don't have a business. You can buy customers with either time or money. And if you don't have an effective and reliable way to turn customers or strangers into customers, you need to build one as soon as possible. And today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to turn strangers into paying customers. This process here requires a sales process. In essence, you are funneling traffic, right? Making people know about you, and then you're going to turn them into them liking you and trusting you, which essentially becomes lead generation and lead nurture. Once those two things are done, we're going to turn them into paying customers, which is the sales process. So what that looks like is we're going to create a traffic source. This could be anywhere, and then we're going to turn them into engaging customers or engaging leads. Again, that's lead generation and lead nurture, and then want to enter them into a sales process, a proven way to convert customers. And then we're going to sell them, and then you guys are going to fulfill the services. That's what we want to help you do. We're going to fully map out the customer journey together within your business so that you understand it better than anyone else. The chances are, before watching this video, you probably only sold to people who were referred to you. That's great, but not scalable. A client acquisition strategy is a start of actually building a business. Because at the end of the day, we want consistent, reliable cash flow. And word of mouth is great, but it's hard to control. Now, first, let's start with building a reliable flow of leads. Now, we provide over 8 methods of cold outreach, but all you have to do is just choose one and do one really, really well until you get really good at it. Now, we start with cold outreach to get leads because it's the most cost-effective way. If you start with paid ads, you should have a budget of $2,000 to $3,000, and if you lose it, you're completely okay with it. Because when you start running paid ads, that's what happens. You lose money at first. Second, this is where you can test your offer and test your sales process before investing tons of money into paid traffic. And third, doing this method, you can choose exactly who you go after. It's very accurate because we find the exact person you're going after. Now, that brings me to my first question. Who are you going after? That's the question that you have to answer before getting started. They say the riches are in the niches. You hear this all the time. And why is that? It's because by selecting the niche, we know exactly where to find your leads, we know how to contact them, we know how to make them easily relate to you, and we know all their biggest pain points. Once you have the niche selected, client acquisition falls into 3 categories. First, you have to get people to know you, then they have to trust you, and then they have to like you. Today, we're going to be reaching out to strangers. And we have to make them trust us. Because imagine DMing people to get married. And that's what most people are doing. They're just DMing people, emailing people, asking them for the sale. What we do is we provide value first. We have to make them like us before we can sell them anything. Because only when they know, like, and trust us, then we have a chance to sell them our services. Does this sound like work? It's because it's a lot of work. Building a business, like you know, isn't easy. It takes a lot of work. This will take work. But the work is already done. I already built the system. All you have to do is copy and paste it and put it into your own business. And since you're here, it's very easy for you to do so. All you have to do is copy and paste the steps that we outlined. So how are we going to make strangers like, know, and trust us? We have to lead with value, aka a lead magnet. Now, this industry, the screen printing industry or promotional products industry, is heavily dependent on timing. Right? So in simple words, boring businesses like screen printing and promotional products, you just need people to know you, like you, and trust you. Then it's a matter of timing. Because most people only focus on the 3% of people who are ready to buy now. But only 3 out of 100, every 100 people you speak to might be interested in buying right now. Now, the other 97%, that's where most people are, and that's where most of the money is. But people forget about that, and they only focus on the 3%. Now, 17% of people are just there to get more information. They're clicking around, they went onto the custom ink, and they went to different websites, but they're not 100% sure where to go. These guys you can easily convert. Now, the other 20% and 60%, you just have to let them know that there's a problem. Do you give stuff to your clients? Do you have stuff to give? Do you have anything with their logo on it? Those are the questions you ask them. You got to plant the seed, and then later you can harvest the fruits of your labor. But right now, people only focus on the 3%, and that's a big, big mistake because the 97% is much more of an open market. Now, in screen printing, timing is essential. That means timing only means relentless follow-up. Our secret with following up with these guys right here is that we do it without being annoying. And we'll give you the exact words to say and scripts to use so that you don't bother them when you follow up with them. Sure, there's going to be guys who unsubscribe or they don't want you to follow up with them ever again. But the guys who were interested, but right now is just not a good time, oftentimes in other industries, that might be like a fake excuse not to buy your product. But in this industry, oftentimes they don't have an event and they actually don't have a need for your stuff right now. But wait a few months and all of a sudden they landed a big job, or they have something really big coming up and they need products done, or they know somebody who might need work done. That is why you have to follow up. The money is always going to be in the follow-up. If you do a cold outreach and you don't do follow-up, you might as well not do outreach at all. So what is a lead magnet? A lead magnet is something so we can get these cold leads, these strangers, to start engaging with you. You want to solve a very specific problem. The way I look at it is I think of the entire print sales cycle, right? You guys know the cycle. These people realize they need a need for shirts or promotional products, and then they create a design, or at least they try to, and they send you like a wonky JPEG image. But then they choose the products, get a quantity, quote, you guys know how this goes. So I dive deep into each of these steps, and I thought about what can we solve that makes us the next logical choice. And I started at the very beginning of the sales process, just so we can get them into the sales process. So let's look at the need. Once they realize a need for shirts, and they realize that they have to create a design. Well, most people don't really need shirts, so we're going to let them know that they need shirts. And to do that, we ask them simple questions. Do you give company gifts to your current clients? This could be worded differently. It could be phrased differently depending on the niche. But do you have something to give to your clients? Usually they'll say no, and if they do, then that means they're in the market and you can still sell them. If they don't, now we can still sell them. Either way, it works. Now, most people don't have a design, or they have a logo, but they want to make some adjustments to it. They want to put a phone number underneath it. They want to put it in the front and back. This is where you can come in and help them out. Now, the way we do it, the way I did it, was we got them onto a free design consultation. On this consultation, we sold them into becoming a paying customer. That way, we don't do any work completely for free. Now, I'm sure that if people already paid you in full for the job, you wouldn't mind helping them out with the design. Is that correct? Most likely. So then the rest of the process you can ignore for now. Now, everything that I just explained up here is pretty much all theory. So theoretically, it's easy to understand, but implementing it is the hard part. And that's why we have weekly coaching calls so that we can help you set this up for you. Because we already did it. All you have to do is ask us and we'll copy and paste what we did into your business. Now, if you provide value to people, these strangers, they will know about you and they trust you. This solves 2 problems right away. The next thing is they have to like you so they can spend money with you and your business. Because if they like you, chances are they're going to go with you over somebody else. Now, once you get them to know and trust you, it's time to make them your friend. This is the start of the sales process. Just like getting leads, you need a reliable way to get strangers to know you, like you, and trust you. Likewise, for sales, you need a reliable way to get these strangers to buy your stuff. And this is the sales process, the follow-up, and the script, the sales script. Now, everything has to be a system. Because if you are the only one selling jobs, quoting jobs on your team, you need to think about how you can release the control and train other people to do that. Now, the excuse is you probably can't find a great salesman to work for you. And the reason why it's so hard to find a great t-shirt salesman is because they can literally sell a different product in a different industry and make 10 times more. That's because the margins in a different industry are so much better. And it's about the same amount of work. Or they can become a broker and also make more money than working for you. So our solution to this problem is that you have to be able to train somebody with zero experience to follow a framework and a script. What I mean by that is if you say these words with this inflection, you should be able to get a similar result. That way you can train a stranger, someone with no experience at all, to be able to sell your product for you. That means you can take somebody off the street. If they follow the script and say the words, you should be able to get a similar result. Now the sales process is in a different module. I'll show you exactly my process that I use to train absolute strangers to be able to at least take a lead in. And they can be the worst salesperson in the world. But again, if they follow the script with these words, they should be able to get a similar result to you doing the actual sale. Now, the sales process also is dependent on where the lead came from. Again, if it's a warm lead and they found you from a friend of a friend, they'll be a lot warmer than a cold stranger. The cold stranger requires more sales, more testimonials, more proof of concept. They need to trust you more. Again, everything I just said is a lot of theory, but now it's time to get into the practical steps of getting started with your business. So the first thing that you have to do is choose your preferred outbound system. Again, we provide over 8 different methods of getting clients. You got to choose one that matches your niche. Now, if you're going after TikTok influencers, you shouldn't go on Facebook. You might as well just scrape the data from TikTok and get their contact information from TikTok. Likewise, if you're going after startups, go on LinkedIn and use the systems that we provide. We provide over 10 different ways to get this data. And all this stuff can be automated. You learn how to do it once, takes a few hours, and then you hand it off. We show you how to hand it off as well. Now, we start here with outreach because, again, it's the most cost-effective way to get new clients. It's also tested, tried, and true. Almost any B2B industry uses cold outreach. We still use all the strategies that we teach today. Now, if you're crazy or you have too much time, you can follow the modules and learn how to set the system within 12 to probably less than that, probably 4 to 5 hours. But if you're a business owner and you have things to do and you have more money than time, use the guy I found. In the modules, I show you exactly who to contact. If you reach out to him, he'll set up all of your email systems for you. He also gets 50% off Outlook and Gmail accounts. So that's huge. And we're not affiliated with them whatsoever. I spent over $15,000 on setting up emails, and then I found out about this guy. I would have saved over $8,000 using this guy to set the system and a whole lot of time. But once you choose your outbound system, preferably probably the email system because it's probably the easiest, I want you to start scraping a big list of leads. So go into the lead sourcing modules and choose your method of scraping leads. Now, I want you to learn how to do this. And as soon as you're too busy to do it, then you hand it off. Don't hand it off because it's painful and you don't want to do it. Learn how to do it. Then when you're too busy, go to the outsourcing modules and learn how to outsource it for $2 to $3 an hour. Using these strategies, a lot of the stuff that we just taught here can be learned in less than 1 hour, and then you can hand it off to somebody else. Again, all the hard work's already done. All you have to do is copy and paste it into your business. Once you have this stuff set up, or you just pay the guy, then what you want to do next is watch the copywriting modules and attempt to write your cold email sequences. Or you can just hop on a coaching call and I can help you write the email copy together. Now, you want to keep the emails to 3 to 4 sentences max. Add curiosity, add value, and then have a clear call to action, whether that's to book a call with you or to just reply to this email. Once you do these 3 things, your email system, your outbound system is basically set up. Next, you want to export all of your past clients. This right here will pay off your entire investment of joining us. So just set up an internal newsletter, something like MailerLite or ActiveCampaign or MailChimp, whatever you want to use. You want to export your clients with a goal of getting at least $1 per customer on your email list. What I mean by that is if you have 1,000 past clients, add them to this mailing list and have a goal of generating at least $1,000 a month from this list. If you have 10,000 past clients, you should have a goal of making at least $10,000 from this list. This right here is the quickest money you can make because these guys already know and like you and trust them. They already bought from you. You can ask them for a referral. You can ask them for a review. Any of those things will help you a lot. Now, next, the biggest mistake when you set up a list like this is that people only ask them for an order or when you guys have a promotion going on. You need to do more than that. You have to connect with the audience. Oftentimes, if you just tell them what you've been up to, it's more impactful than just giving them a promotion. Next, aim for at least 4 emails minimum per month. So that's once a week. It's not that hard to do. It takes maybe 1-2 hours. But the nice thing is we already typed out all 52 emails for the whole year. Just copy and paste it, change out your company name, and import this into whatever system you want to use. Next, when you first export that list, ask them for Google reviews. If you send out these 2 emails right here, you will literally double your reviews overnight. This is essentially the email script right here. We used it over and over again and we know it works. It's very simple. It's like, hey name, could I ask for a quick favor? Would you mind leaving me a 5-star review on Google? This link here makes it so easy. And you put the Google link. If you just send this out to 1,000 people, you'll probably get at least 50 new reviews. And this is the follow-up for a day or 2 days later. You can do this every quarter and push for more reviews. If you do that, I guarantee you'll have at least 200 reviews. Now, if somebody has 0 reviews versus someone with 200 reviews, even if the person with 0 reviews is cheaper, most likely the person will go with the person with 200 reviews. So this right here increases the price you can charge. Next, once you finish those 4 steps, go to the pricing module, fill out the expense sheet, and compare this list to the one you have. Once you fill out your expenses and the profit you want to make, it'll give you a recommended price list. And once you have this price list, compare it to the one you have now, and then go on a coaching call and have somebody review your pricing list. That way you can price for profit, because it doesn't matter to get you so busy if you're not profitable. The last thing I want you to do here is set up an autoresponder, so whenever someone calls you and you don't answer, they get a text message right away. This right here will save you a ton of missed orders. Now, by day 15, so if you have to give yourself 2 weeks to set this all up, you can get it done within like a day if you just dedicate a few hours to this. But anyways, let's give yourself 14 days. Because on the 15th day, you can start sending the emails. Now, the emails isn't a matter of whether or not emails work or cold email works or cold outbound works. It's a matter of how many and what metrics you're looking for. Now, when you say it doesn't work, do you mean the open rate isn't high? Do you think the reply rate isn't high? Are people not booking? Those are the metrics you want to look for. So again, it's not a matter whether or not it works. It's a matter of not whether or not you have the information to see if it works. What isn't working? What part of the system isn't working? It's kind of like buying a new piece of equipment and saying this equipment doesn't work. Now, was it the screen tension? Was it the off tension? Was it the off contact? Was it the squeegee pressure? All these different little variables matter. Setting up these campaigns is the same way. Now, once you do these steps, check in with us and then start the inbound systems, which is part 2. These inbound systems help you get clients on autopilot, but these inbound systems take a little longer. But they do have the biggest impact of organic traffic. So that's why we recommend starting with outbound first, so we get some cash flow in, and then start the inbound systems. This right here is the blueprint to getting started. Again, just copy and paste everything we have and just put it into your business, because all the work is done. You just have to copy and paste it into your business. All right. Catch you guys in the next video.